From the beginning, this was strange. It happened in Dundee, the heart of Omaha.
It was March 13, 2008. 11-year-old Thomas Hunter was captured on this school bus video arriving home. The Hunter's housekeeper, Shirley Sherman, was waiting for him. Todd Cooper is the court reporter for the Omaha World-Herald.
It's the mundane world of after school, and then it's just shattered by a monster.
You remember getting the call?
I do.
Omaha Police Detective Derek Moyse was one of the first on scene.
I remember walking in their front door. There's a little boy lying face down in a very large pool of blood. You get to the back door, you see this lady who had very evidently been pushed down to the ground and attacked.
Then, 5 years later, came a break, but in the form of another horrific tragedy. A prominent doctor and his wife murdered.
Scott and I had a real definitive moment after we walked through that house. I've seen these things before.
When had the last time been that you had seen stabbings like that?
It was 2008 with Thomas and Shirley.
Light bulb must have gone off very brightly.
Right.
Did your son kill Tommy Hunter, Shirley Sherman, Roger and Mary Brumback?
I don't know. If it did, it's a totally different person that they're talking about.
Jim Alexrod joins us now. Jim, good afternoon. What's the thinking? Who do they think killed these people and why?
Well, I'll tell you, this was a crazy story of a cold case that went cold for 5 years until all of a sudden detectives ended up having this other double homicide. And so they started to look at what was the connective tissue between the two murders. And it turns out it was Creighton University Medical Center. The doctor who was killed on Mother's Day 2013 had worked at the Creighton University Medical Center. And the father of the 11-year-old boy also did. So it wasn't the 11-year-old boy in the first murder who was a target. Once detectives had that Creighton University Medical Center connection made, they started to look at disgruntled or former employees who had been fired, and very quickly they got to Anthony Garcia, who was a resident at the University Medical School, had been fired, terminated, and both of these men had had a hand in it.
Jim, thank you. Jim Alexrod. And you can watch Resident Evil on 48 Hours tomorrow night right here on CBS 2 at 10 o'clock.